All right, another spark and another build. Welcome, builders of the Weave. Today we're tackling something that might seem small, a tiny piece of text on your task cards, but it is one of the most powerful strategic levers in the entire game.
We're talking about the task type tag, and if you've been treating all your tasks like a simple to-do list, you've been leaving victory on the table. This is the key to unlocking your Titan's true potential, to accelerating your ascension, and to building decks that feel truly unstoppable.
This isn't just about finishing a quest for a reward. This is about understanding the philosophy behind the quest. It's the difference between being a journeyman and becoming a master task maker.
Exactly. Think of the task type tag as a strategic subtype. It's written right there on the card, just under the artwork, and it tells you everything. What kind of goal the task represents, how it behaves in your task panel, and most importantly, how it plugs into the grand machine of your deck.
But before we dive into this, one needs to learn how to play Tools and Titans. So how do you play Tools and Titans, Tatiana?
It's quite simple, Toolin. Draw your cards, charge your energy, build your field, act with your powers, clash with your titans, end your turn. 6 steps. 1 epic battle. Now, onto the task type tag. What is it?
It's the blueprint. It defines which factions benefit most, which titans can exploit it, and it even dictates your path to victory. A one-task-fits-all mindset? That's going to slow you down big time.
But if you learn to tailor your tasks to your Titan and your strategy, well, that's when the magic happens. So today, we are breaking down all 5 task type tags. By the end of this, you'll see the game through a whole new lens.
All right, let's start with the one everyone sees the most. The Milestone task. This is your bread and butter. The foundation of most task-based strategies.
That's right. A milestone task is a standard objective that tracks progress or counts specific actions. Think of it as one crucial step. In a much larger project, it's not the end goal itself. It's a vital part of your combo engine, or your sequence to ascension.
So an example might be something like, complete this task after you play 3 tool cards from 3 different weave types. Or maybe, trigger 2 bait cards in a single round.
Precisely. These are markers of progress. Now, here's how you leverage them. The real pro move is to stack milestone tasks that share similar conditions. You want to create a cascade, a domino effect.
So you're looking for synergy. If I have that task for playing 3 different weave types, I could pair it with another milestone task that completes after I simply play 3 tools in general.
Now you're thinking like a task maker. With one sequence of plays, you complete 2 tasks at once. That's a massive tempo swing. It's why Titan's built for complex combos, like the Master Strategist Drafter or the light-wielding Solaritan. Thrive on these. You can use cards with Echo or Free Play to satisfy the conditions at breathtaking speed.
So milestone tasks are the gears of the machine. They're not the engine itself, but without them, nothing moves.
Next up, the big one, the Ascension task. This is your headline act, the main event.
This one's in the name, right? It's all about ascending your Titan. This is your win condition, baked right onto a card.
It is. Ascension tasks are objectives that are directly required to ascend your Titan. You cannot win the Ascension race without completing them. These are the core scaffolds of your victory plan.
The examples for these feel heavier, more demanding, like fuse 3 tools to complete this ascension task. Or something really strategic like recover 3 different tasks from your junkyard.
They are demanding, and for good reason. You typically only want to run 1 or 2 ascension tasks in your deck because they are so central to your strategy. Your entire deck, your resources, your weave choices, your defensive tools should be built to fulfill its condition as efficiently as possible.
So this isn't a task you just happen to complete. This is the task you plan your entire game around, from the moment you draw your opening hand.
100%. It's perfect for long-game synergy decks, or control builds that are heavy on tools and structures. You methodically build your board, control the pace of the game, and then, when the moment is right, you complete that one critical task and ascend your Titan to glory.
All right, things are about to get dangerous. Let's talk about the hazard quest. This one feels different. It's less about your own glorious construction and more about survival.
That's the perfect way to put it. Hazard quests are all about interaction with the darker, more chaotic elements of the game. We're talking scorch tokens, zone hazards, and the general instability spread by the Rustborn.
So these are your containment protocols. Your response to threats. The card might say, apply 2 scorch tokens to all enemy zones. Or something truly risky like, survive 3 turns while a hazard token remains in your own forge zone.
And that's the strategic duality of hazard quests. You can use them defensively to mitigate threats from your opponent, or you can use them offensively. They are an absolute staple in Rustborn decks, which thrive on spreading corruption and decay. A Titan like Korit, who loves zone manipulation, turns hazard quests into weapons.
So you can turn a perilous situation into a strategic advantage. You're not just surviving the fire, you're wielding it.
That's the expert-level play. These are also fantastic in the solo and cooperative PvE raid modes, where you're constantly battling environmental effects. But here's the secret twist. Some hazard quests can double as ascension accelerators. If the hazard itself links back to one of your Titan's triggers, you're surviving a threat and powering up your ultimate weapon at the same time.
Okay, let's take a breath. We've covered milestones, ascension, and hazards. 3 distinct paths. And at the core of it all is the turn itself. It's a constant rhythm.
Don't forget the phases when you play Tools and Titans. Every Titan turn, draw, charge, building, act, clash, end, 6 steps, infinite ways to forge your victory.
And knowing which task to prioritize during that act phase. That's what separates the best from the rest. Let's get back to it.
Our 4th path is for the specialists, the artisans who dedicate themselves to a single element. This is the Weavebound task.
This is about elemental affinity. A Weavebound task is aligned with, or requires a specific weave type, like the red mesh, the green weave, or the echo weave, to be completed.
It's all about synergy. The goal is to encourage deep thematic deck building. An example might be, complete this task if an echo weave card was played this turn, or something very specific like, this task gains a progress counter every time one of your red mesh tools deals damage.
So this is the key to making those tribal decks, the ones focused on a single weave type, really sing. You're not just including cards of a certain element. You're being rewarded for it at a fundamental mechanical level.
It's absolutely critical for them. Titans whose entire identity is tied to an element, like Verdesia and her green weave recursion, or Chronarch and his mastery of the echo weave, rely on these tasks. During deck building, you should be planning your weave icons and your task types in perfect harmony.
It pushes you to go all in on a theme. You can even mix a Weavebound task with an Ascension task for a really potent combination, like a Verdesia deck that needs to use green weave recursion a certain number of times to achieve Ascension.
That's a championship-level concept right there. It turns your deck from a collection of good cards into a single, cohesive, thematic engine of victory.
Last but not least, we have the most enigmatic of the 5, the puzzle box, the dynamic task.
This one is for the master strategists who love to adapt on the fly. Dynamic tasks are conditional objectives that can actually evolve or change during the game. Their conditions might shift based on the game state, zone interactions, or even your opponent's actions.
So this isn't a fixed goalpost. It's a moving target. The card might read, complete this task when you control 3 different zone types, like the Forge, the Support Zone, and the Weave Field. Or something truly mind-bending like, this task's condition resets each time you draw a card during an opponent's turn.
Whoa, that's a challenge. It forces you to think several steps ahead. These are most powerful in advanced combo decks, or task control hybrid builds, where you can manipulate the game state to your advantage. You often see them paired with other tricky mechanics like Surge, Bait, or Echo.
It feels like a task that a titan like Machinara, the Time Warper, would love. Something that doesn't play by the normal rules.
Exactly. Dynamic tasks are meta-reactive. They challenge you to solve a puzzle in the middle of the duel. Completing one isn't just about having the right cards. It's about having the right plan at the right moment. It's the ultimate test of a player's skill.
Okay, Milestone, Ascension, Hazard, Weavebound, and Dynamic. 5 task types, 5 completely different strategic identities.
Let's put it all together. If you're building a fast tempo control deck, you're leaning on Milestone and Dynamic tasks to outmaneuver your opponent.
If you have your eyes on the ultimate prize, an Ascension-focused deck will build its entire world around that single, critical Ascension task, supported by milestones that pave the way.
Playing as the Rustborn or embracing a Scorched strategy, you're using hazard quests as both a shield and a sword. And if you're a purist, dedicated to the Echo Weave or the Green Weave, then Weavebound tasks are the lifeblood of your deck.
And the expert-level play, that's where you start chaining them. Using an Echo effect to complete a Weavebound task, which in turn satisfies a Milestone task, which gets you the final resource you need for your game-winning Ascension task.
That's the symphony. It's turning a simple checklist into a cascade of power. It's seeing the blueprint behind the battle. It's not just playing the game, it's conducting it.
Toolin'. The task type tag isn't just a label, it's a signpost pointing you toward victory. It's a blueprint for progress, a test of survival, and the key to your ultimate ascension.
And in the end, it all comes back to the 6 simple moves you make each turn. In every match of Tools and Titans, your tradecraft unfolds in 6 simple moves: draw, charge, building, act, clash, end.
Simplicity for the novice.
Mastery for the Titan.